What's up everybody, Corey, Limitless Power Sports here. So we're finishing up our 2023 XC build, and I have one last piece. Figured I'd make a video on it because I did not see any install instructions or videos out there. So last piece, but very important piece. Honestly, the skid plate could probably make or break a race. If you saw my previous series with my personal 2017 XC build, I was coming down a hill, brand new quad to me. I kind of looked it over for a couple hours before the race. Coming down a hill, trying to jump over a log, and I had just an aftermarket skid plate that kind of stuck down in the front. It didn't have one of these rounded nose, and the nose caught the bottom of the log, and the skid plate split, and then it went all the way back to the foot pegs pretty much. So the skid plate was stuck in the ground, the quad was over the log, and I was stuck. If there wouldn't have been staff there within 15-20 minutes, I probably would have had to disqualify that entire race just because of skid plate. So one of the guys there suggested bad plastic skids, so that's what I run on my personal quad, and that's what I run on this build and the next build. I've had good luck with them. They're pretty good products. They're pretty thick. Haven't had any complaints out of them, but I'll show you. Alright, so here we got our skid plate. We're going to go logo up because the indentions are on the bottom for the screws to go in. So we got this. These will be in baggies whenever you get them. And then those go there. We got the smaller bolts with the nuts. Those go there and there. Washer goes on top. And then we have 4 of these Allens. These Allens go in these holes. And then we got 4 extra washers. So those go where the plastic is on this side. And then we do small spacers in front, large spacers in the back. So we have our U-piece that'll go in from the rear just like that. We got 2 smaller bolts that'll go back here, give us plenty of room for our steering. And then the 2 longer bolts, those will go up front and go right on top of the shock mount. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with the rear and just go ahead and get these clamps bent around the frame. So we got just our regular pliers. We'll put this one around, and then we'll probably compress it just to make it a little bit easier. Get that one started. Go over to the other side. We just got our heat gun. Alright, so we got that good and flimsy, and we'll just go ahead and feed it up through the frame. See if we can balance these screws on, and just go ahead and leave everything loose to start with, so don't tighten anything all the way down yet. See if the plastic will hold on to those for me. we got the middle ones started. All those are started. So we will thread these smaller ones in. Alright, so we got our part that goes around our steering column, and we got our longer bolts and shorter bolts. We got the longer bolts in front, shorter bolts in the back. We'll probably start with the front ones. Hopefully the front ones will help us compress it just a little bit, and that'll make it easier to get the rear bolts on. Alright, then we got our two shorter bolts. Slide those in. At this point, don't be afraid to tighten the front down a little bit. We know that everything's already lined up, so we're just going to tighten this one to help us get the rear bolts threaded through. So we're just going to feel the bottom of the skid plate, make sure that all of our screws are up in the plastic. And they are, so that should be it. Alright, so that'll finish up this install. As you can see, the front has a nice rounded edge on it. That way it doesn't get caught on anything. Alright, so you can see your shock mounts are protected. The front and the rear, and then all the way to the back, and it has a little tail that hangs off also, so protect that that rear link just a little bit. But that's the final install on the bad plastic skid plate. So yeah, just make sure you're getting a quality skid plate. So this one is the one that ended up bending up, so it had a bracket on the front, the tree hit it, bracket exploded, and then it ended up way up underneath the quad, and I was pretty much stuck on the side of a hill. But yeah, hit bad plastics up. Since I've been running them, you gotta love whenever something fixes the problem first try. And yeah, it's got about 3 races on it now, probably 6 practice rides, full day rides at Durham Town, no issues with it. And if you have any interest in checking out our YFZ builds, check out our YouTube channel. We're also going to do a fully built Raptor here coming pretty soon, so definitely check out that video. Catch you in the next one.